YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Will, back in the building with another video. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are checking out something new, something a little bit different. This is the Neewer GC21B, which is an inflatable LED light stick. I'm a big fan of tube lights. I use them in my studio. I actually have one right here above me lighting me. Big fan of them, but I've never seen an inflatable version. Since this is an inflatable, when you deflate it, it can fit more comfortably in your bag, so it's easier to travel with. Some of the key features here is 12 scene modes, it's super lightweight, 2500 milliamp battery, and it is bicolor, so you can get warm white and cool white. If you've been under a rock and never heard of Neewer, Neewer is a brand that makes budget items. You basically get the same kind of premium features but for less of the price. And speaking of price, this light will actually run you under $100. They actually have a RGB version as well. Neewer did send this out to me for this review, but like all reviews on my channel, everything in this video is my opinion and what I think about the product. Simply gonna test this out, show you guys some examples, give you some pros, some cons for you to decide if this is something that you may be interested in. Before we dive in, if you're new here, my name is Will. Welcome to my channel. I do make content revolving around budget tech, content creation, and filmmaking gear. So if that's something you're into, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that we can come back and hang out for future videos. All right, with all that being said, let's go ahead, hop into the box of this so we can see everything that this thing has to offer. Let's go. First thing you get out of the box is gonna be your user manual right here. User manual, we don't need that. The next thing you got is this pump right here, and you're gonna use this to inflate the inflatable, obviously. The next thing you got is this magnetic piece right here. It also has a 1/4 thread on here, so you can pretty much mount this in multiple different places. And then you can see the magnets right here. The next thing you got is gonna be your charger cable. It's a pretty short one. And lastly, you got your actual inflatable. We'll slide it out. So, like I said, it's pretty big. So it's pretty huge. What makes this thing really special is that you can basically deflate this and pack this in your bag. There is like a little hook right here. I guess you can probably hang it on something. And they have 320 LEDs, and you can actually see the warm white and cool white LEDs inside. The front of this is like kind of frosted a little bit, so it's gonna be diffused. Then you have right here, this is where you pump it up at. To get this pumped up, you're gonna open it up like so, and you're gonna take your pump and then you're gonna slide it inside here like so. And then from here, you pretty much just pump it. Now, we'll see how long this actually takes to pump up. It is now inflated. Then right here, you pretty much will close this so no air leaks out. To deflate this, you simply will just press this button, and you see it deflates way faster than it actually takes to pump it up. Let me re-pump it. Pump it up. Y'all remember that song by Joe Budden? Okay, yeah. And right now it's on 2700 Kelvin, which is a warm white. And first thing I noticed, you can't see the LEDs once this thing is turned on. So it is, like I said, the frosted front is diffusing it. I can change the Kelvin like so. And this is on 3% right now, and it is pretty bright. So this thing is super lightweight. It is less than a pound, and it is about 35 inches long. A few specs with this device: 21 watts of output. You have a 2500 milliamp battery inside, and there is 13,000 lux at 0.5 meters, which is a fancy way of saying that this light has great quality. There is a CRI rating of 95 plus. If I bump this up, this is like 80%. Very bright. And then if I go all the way to 100%, it is like very bright. It's kind of like a lightsaber, but an inflatable version of a lightsaber. I had this on for about a few minutes of just recording this video, and one thing I do notice is I can feel the LEDs heating up on the back side here. I'm going to show you guys the button functionality really quickly, and then give you some examples of using this guy, and then pros and cons, and then we'll wrap the video on up. Here you can see the functions and also the LCD, and then you got your power right here, which is USB-C. To turn this on, you're gonna press and then you're gonna hold for 3 seconds. One thing I like about this is it actually tells you the percentage of battery life instead of just showing like the increments of 4 battery bars. You have your brightness, and then you have your Kelvin, and then this symbol right here represents the mode that you're in. 5 buttons right here. This is obviously the power button, and then you have the brightness increase, so that's what that is, and then this is decrease brightness. Then you have your Kelvin, so if you go to the left, it's going to get to like a warmer color, which is 2700, and then you can press this and go all the way up to 6500 Kelvin. In order to go to the effect modes, what you're going to do is double press the power button, and then in here you can cycle through the different icons. If I hit this and go over, now you can see I'm in like lightning mode, bad TV, fluorescent, fireworks, you know, like the standard modes that like all lights have. And then let's say if I wanted the firework, I would then hit plus in there. Now I just engage this mode, and what's cool is I can actually change the color temperature for this effect and also the brightness as well for this effect. And then if I want to go back, I will have to go back to this one, hit this to engage, and then now I'm back to regular mode. So it is very simple to use, super simple. I have this attached to a C-stand on the loop at the top, and you can see it's just kind of hanging there. The 1/4-20 thread right here, and you pretty much could now have it attached. I can mount this if I want it like that, and then like I said, you have another one here at this location, and then you have one more at the top. All right, so we're gonna head outside now and do some tests of this light so you guys can get an idea of some scenarios that you can possibly use this in. Alright guys, so I've tested this out on a few different scenarios, and the light is actually really dope, and it does come in handy. It's one of those lights that you can literally just toss in your bag, and it really puts out a big output because it's inflatable. So you know, it's compact, and then boom, it's like this huge light. You can even actually use this while charging as well. I think this light is perfect for anybody who is a content creator, videographer, or photographer looking for a portable light. Here are some pros and cons of this light. For my first pro, it's super lightweight, easy to travel with. This thing has built-in soft diffusion. It also has really good color accuracy at 95+ CRI. I love the options of the customization for the effects as well. And my last pro here is I think it's actually affordable for what it is. For cons and things to consider, my first con or thought is about the heat temperature. Like I said, if you got it on 100% brightness for a long period of time, you can feel on the back it gets pretty warm with all of the LEDs, but that's pretty much every LED ever made. Now, one thing you have to mention about this is it does inflate, which means it's possible that you can poke a hole in this and it can pop. However, I feel like it's highly unlikely that that would happen unless you did it intentionally. My last con here I want to say is going to be that there is no app control. Even though it's so simple to use, you don't really need an app. Mostly every other light from Neewer does have an app. So I would have liked to been able to use this simultaneously with other Neewer products. Bottom line is, for under 100 bucks, you're gonna get this really soft diffuse light, easy to travel with. It's not replacing none of your Godox or aperture lights, but it's probably a good sidekick, especially for those fun run and gun setups or interviews. If you want to pick this guy up, I will leave a link down in the description. The link will save you some money and give me a small commission. So if you're interested in picking it up, I got you. Check the link. With all that being said, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something. If you did, please don't forget to leave your boy a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And I'm gonna holler at y'all next week in my next video. All right, deuces.